All right, own fans, I guess is the best way to encompass this video because I'm going to be talking about the OWN network as a whole, and in light of the recent reveal that season 5 of Greenleaf is going to be the final season, I think is a bit of a reason to kind of hit the alarms and get the conversation going for what's the future of the OWN network. I mean, from what I can tell, Greenleaf has 8 episodes left. Now, the cast were saying that, hey, after episode 10, which I believe was called Gratitude. Yeah, episode 10 was the season 4, what was supposed to be the mid-season finale, but apparently is the season finale. They said, hey, we had 8 more episodes filmed for the season. So we're like, okay, when Greenleaf comes back, the last 8 episodes are the back half of season 4. And then we'll wait until they film more episodes and then we'll get season 5. However, no, the next batch of episodes that are coming next month are not only labeled season 5, but also labeled the final season. So I have checked with some sources and apparently we are only getting 8 episodes. So the final season is 8 episodes, or basically 2 months of episodes. With that being said, let's look at it this way. By the end of 2020, if Loving You Is Wrong is, I believe, 20 episodes, even though I could have sworn it was only 12, but apparently it's 20 based on multiple sources. So we could somewhat assume that if Loving You Is Wrong is going to wrap up the entirety of its 20 episodes by the end of the year. I do not know if Loving You Is Wrong is going to go on some kind of break or hiatus for maybe a month or so and then come back later in the fall, or if it's just going to run its course now. But either way, let's just put it in simple terms. Greenleaf and If Loving You Is Wrong are both allegedly going to be completely done by the end of the year. Now we go into 2021. What is the OWN network going to look like? Now, I remember a while back, me and Chandler were having a lengthy discussion about the OWN network as a whole. I think it was around the time, we were really discussing Tyler Perry and, what he was doing in terms of switching over to Viacom. And, without Tyler Perry, could the OWN network stay afloat? And, we had some shows that we thought were really good, like Ambitions for one, but then it didn't make it past season 1. So we're thinking, like, how many shows has the OWN network had and lost? And it's a pretty lengthy list. And if I'm able to fit the photo on screen, I'll be sure to put it there. But the easiest way to look, just go to Wikipedia, the Wikipedia page for the OWN network. And if you scroll down to the bottom, below where it says external links, you'll see a blue box that says Oprah Winfrey Network Original Programming. And if you click on show, you'll see a list and it's categorized current and former. And when I tell you the former is a list of shows, it is a list. But basically, we're going to focus on the current. And I'll probably put this on screen if I can fit it as well. Basically, I had no idea that the OWN network had so few shows that were current, as in new episodes are coming out. You got Black Love, which has been renewed for season 4. Cherish Today, which wrapped up a few weeks ago, but I don't know if it's been renewed for season 2 yet. We have David Makes Man. Season 2 is on the way. And I've already said Greenleaf, If Loving You Is Wrong, ironically enough, their season 5s are both the final season. I know I say this wrong. Iana Fix My Life. I don't know if it's been renewed, but it's still current, so I guess they'll come out with new episodes eventually. Queen Sugar season 5 is allegedly coming out this fall. Super Soul Sunday, I don't believe they've aired any new episodes this year, so we can just assume it's still ongoing. And finally, The Haves and the Have-Nots, which will be returning in September to wrap up season 7. Tyler Perry has already filmed season 8. Season 9 has not been filmed yet, but we can assume it'll be filmed later this year. So if you take out Greenleaf and If Loving You Is Wrong, then that only means 7 shows are on the OWN network. And remember, I'm talking to 2021. So going into 2021, out of these current shows, 2 of them are gone, meaning that there's only 7. Now, I don't know off the top of my head. I tried to do some research, but I couldn't find anything. I don't recall any new shows that are being, launched on the network. At least any I can think of now. While I'm actually here, okay, actually, sorry about this. Fear Not with Viana Van Set is coming May 16th, and Girlfriends Check In May 16th, 2020. Yeah, so basically on May 16th, they're dropping 2 new shows, which I believe is next Saturday. So if that's the case, then technically by the end of 2021, the end of 2020 moving into 2021, this show will still have 9 shows, but that's only if these 2 new programs are actually hits, because the thing about the OWN network is not a lot of shows make it past that first or second season. I mean, they usually get the axe due to a multitude of reasons, whether it be ratings or, controversy with the directors, such as with Love Is. And really, it's just a matter of the OWN network kind of being a throw anything to the wall and see if it sticks. So I'm just thinking about the people on the channel that I talk with. I mean, most people say, man, I only watch the OWN network for the haves and the have-nots, and once that's not on the air due to hiatus, I don't even watch it anymore. I have people who feel the same way about Greenleaf. And then if Loving You Is Wrong, I don't really see a lot of people. Okay, if I were to look back through all the years of comments and whatnot, at least the ones I read, aside from the Tyler Perry shows and Greenleaf, I don't really see a lot of people talk about the other stuff aside from maybe Queen Sugar, and that's it. So the reason I'm making this video is to ask the question, what is the OWN network going to look like within the next year or so? Will it even make it that long? I mean, how many how many new shows will come and go by that time? And is the OWN network becoming obsolete? I mean, is the OWN network really delivering on the cost that it warrants people to make? Because remember, the OWN network, and I could be wrong about this because I really haven't updated my cable in a long time, but back when I updated, the OWN network was something I had to pay extra for. Like I had to change my cable package with Xfinity, just like my mom had to change the cable package with a Dish Network to get the OWN network, just because it wasn't something that like a BET or a Nickelodeon, an ABC, a Cartoon Network, a TLC, MTV, VH1. I'm just listing out channels that are typically common and available in most cable packages. So if the OWN network isn't really able to deliver quality shows that get ratings, will people just begin to fall away from it? This isn't like BET that has BET Plus, or Disney with Disney Plus, or Netflix being its own thing. I'm just saying that these other networks that have streaming services that bring original content, because there are some people who say, man, I love the content they have on a streaming service more than I love what they put on the actual network. So yes, the OWN network has the Watch OWN app, but that's really just in case you missed the shows while they aired live. And my concern is once you cut out Greenleaf and If Loving You Is Wrong, which, remember, based on the comment section of my own channel, 2 of the 3 or 4 shows that people actually watch. I don't see anybody talking about, hey, I love Fix My Life or Super Soul Sunday or Black Love. I don't see anybody in the comments talk about that. So I don't know. I mean, that's probably why they had Tyler Perry make more Have and Have Not episodes past season 7, because they weren't able to have their ducks in order at the time to say, hey, Tyler, you mind? I mean, and again, I don't know if this is 100% true, but it seems to be the case, because to me, the Haves and the Have-Nots was supposed to end with season 7. That's actually been confirmed by multiple sources, and he stretched out the show, most likely because he was requested to. The Haves and the Have-Nots is still the #1 show on the network, and OWN needed something to make people continue to watch until they created even more programming. So when Tyler Perry finally pulled the plug on the Haves and the Have-Nots, because look, the Haves and the Have-Nots is going to be the show that outlasts all of his other shows on the network. Love Thy Neighbor, For Better or Worse, If Loving You Is Wrong, The Pains. So once he's done with the Haves and the Have-Nots, is the network going to survive? I do not know. Because if I'm not mistaken, what was it, a couple years ago, Oprah sold her majority share in the OWN network. Now Discovery owns the most bulk in stock and ownership in the network. So it's not like Oprah is the main person behind the scenes. Still involved, but Discovery owns more than she does. I don't know, guys. I really could not tell you how the OWN network is going to survive. Now, keep in mind, I'm just an outsider. I'm just a fan like everyone else. But this does concern me that some of the heavy hitting shows are going to be gone by this time next year. Well, obviously before this time next year. And while the haves and have-nots is decent, because you know how I felt about it recently, once that's done, what's going to happen? I mean, will the haves and the have-nots be dragged out until like a season 12? Until the OWN network is able to find its footing? I don't know. But the fact that both Greenleaf and If Loving You Is Wrong are going to be gone soon. And don't worry about me. This is why I'm so glad I took the advice of so many people and said, hey, you know what? I'll review all the shows. That's a good thing. Because Tyler Perry's pumping out so much content over on BET now. I got to reschedule things, in terms of how I do stuff. Because keep in mind, this is the beginning of the first week where I'm going to have 4 shows to review. Tonight, If Loving You Is Wrong. Tomorrow, the epic return of the Yoba. I say epic because people have been waiting for it for so long. Then on Thursdays, not only Ruthless, but he's debuting Bruh on BET Plus. So this is going to be a pretty stacked week for me. I even spent the past 3 hours before recording these videos getting packages ready for eBay. So I'm just blessed that I'm able to make money from that and do this channel. So I'm just working hard, trying to pay bills like everyone else. And I don't know. We'll just have to see what the OWN network has in store. I just feel like with the pandemic shutting things down, we might get to a point where they'll have to show reruns of, current or former shows just to buy time until these production companies reopen. So, directors and producers create new content. Because, I mean, to be fair, they may have had other shows in the works, but due to the shutdown, they weren't able to finish in time. Well, finish by their allotted due date, if you will. So even though things might possibly get back to up and running status for these production companies and whatnot, and let's say the next month or so, I just feel like fall 2020 might be a bit filled with reruns for a bunch of other channels, just because, most television shows were filming like maybe the back half of their seasons or a new season overall, but they need to stretch the episodes out for now until they're able to film more content. But that's just me thinking from the consumer's perspective. We'll just have to wait and see what happens in the back half of 2020. But let me know what you think. Do you think the OWN network is making a mistake? Why are these shows being canceled? I mean, as far as I know, I don't think it's anything foul while Greenleaf is ending. I know that If Loving You Is Wrong, it was set to end in 2020, way back in like 2017. An article came out about that and the haves and the have-nots. Greenleaf, I don't know. I don't know why it's in there. I don't think there's any kind of like, scandal or anything. I just think the show's coming to an end, which is unfortunate, but we'll just have to wait and see. But with that being said, if you made this far into the video, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up. Let me know your thoughts on the OWN network's future. Check me out on social media. Links are in the description below. Shout out to the patrons over on Patreon. You could donate to the channel on PayPal or Cash App. And most importantly, hit the bell notification icon. That way you don't miss out whenever I post new content.